Hi guys, welcome to my new video. Today we'll be talking about our Night Fae Protection Paladin. And a quick disclaimer, this is purely based on running mythic dungeons and will be on my opinion and what I have found to be working with the Night Fae at Renown 80. Without further ado, let's get into it. So as you can see on screen right now, we have our talents and soulbind. My recommended soulbind would be Naya, due to the way she interacts with our abilities. It gives us Grove Invigoration, so your healing or damaging abilities has a chance to grant you a stack of redirected anima, which essentially just increases your mastery and maximum health by 1%, right? Your health by 1% and mastery by 25 for 30 seconds. And using your ability, one of your blessings will grant you 6 stacks instantly, which is pretty good. Moving down, then I would say, of course, Resolute Defender, always the go-to. Just increases the duration of your Ardent Defender every time you use Shield of the Righteous while it is active, and it reduces it by 1.8 seconds while it's on cooldown. So pretty nice there. Stay on the move allows your soul shape to be reduced by 15 seconds, making it 1.3 minute cooldown. And after defeating enemies, it just reduces the cooldown even further, allowing you to then kite even more, right? By utilizing soul shape. Then we have a finesse conduit. I'd like to throw in echoing blessings here. Just makes your blessing of freedom inevitably grant you movement speed while active, and then it lingers for a good couple of seconds afterwards. The same with your blessing of protection, the damage portion, and the blessing of sacrifice, right? So really nice when you are utilizing them on allies. Down further, we'll go into Swift Patrol. This just enables you to move from pack to pack a lot faster because it gives you 20% increased movement speed for 2 minutes. And then when you enter combat, you lose the buff. But it just helps you move from pack to pack, right? Then we have an Endurance Conduit, Divine Call. As I mentioned before, super useful because you're taking damage all the time as a tank. It reduces your Divine Shield, or aka Bubble, every time you take damage, right? And it can only occur every 30 seconds, as you can see on this eye level. Further down, we of course taking the long summer. This just makes your blessing of summer last even longer. Depending on your eye level, it just makes it that much longer. Currently, my blessing of summer is about 43 seconds, almost 44 seconds long. And your blessings are a 45-second cooldown, so that's pretty nice, right? Down into Nia's tools poisons. As we know, Protection Paladins has the most interrupts in the game because of Avengers Shield, and then of course their own default interrupt rebuke, right? So every time you are interrupting enemies, you are also applying a poison on them for 30 seconds, and if you interrupt them again, you will then deal extra damage to them, and it does refresh the 30-second window. So it's pretty nice, right? Down into a second potency where you're going to take Vengeful Shock, Avengers Shield. This synergizes quite nicely with a legendary that we will speak in a moment from now. Just causes you to deal more holy damage from your consecration, to your judgment, to your blessed hammer. It's just extra damage, right? Every time you throw your Avenger Shield, and it's bouncing up to about 5 targets. Then down, I'd like to go to Survivor's Rally. This just helps with healing, right? You fall below 50%, you regain 20% of your health over 10 seconds, and you receive 10% additional healing from other spells. So, be it from yourself, your healer, or other party members that are healing you via passives or whatever the case may be, right? In that moment, it will give additional healing, and this can only happen every minute. So it's pretty strong. Then we go down into your finesse conduit, second one. Lights barding, again, increases the duration of divine steed, aka pony. Just making you able to move a lot faster. I will add that if you do ever use divine steed to get out of places, whether it be kiting or just moving around the dungeon, I would say pop on Crusader's Order before you use divine steed. That way you get 20% increased movement speed, so you'll cover a bit more distance over the course of the 5.7 seconds that you have your pony up for. And then last but not least, and this just makes Naya so incredibly strong, is Bonded Hearts, right? So every time you gain a stack of redirected anima, which is from Grove Invigoration, it heals up to 5 allies for 2% of their HP and a maximum of 2000 health. So you'll just be really aiding your party with heals. And then on top of that, if any of the members in your party are other covenants other than Nightfay, right, the redirected anima that you will then receive, the 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 portion that you receive, your mastery and increased HP, will be increased by 50% for 5 seconds. And of course, every time you pop a blessing, whether it be on yourself, or as you can see, a blessing of springs will bless an ally, increasing the healing done by 15% and the healing received by 30%. So you pop this on your healer to do 15% more healing in a very tough time in the dungeon. Your healer will thank you for it because he's just healing 15% more, and he's also being able to heal himself for 30% more. So he'll be able to stay alive much easier, and the group will be able to stay alive much easier. But then you also gain redirected anima, right? 6 stacks of it, which increases your mastery and health. And we all know mastery is very juicer for protection paladins. Looking onto our talents, it's pretty much the same setup. Blessed Hammer for that extra holy power generation, 3 charges of it, and it also reduces your damage taken once it hits through the enemy. Quick note that your damage reduction from Blessed Hammer is increased by attack power, so using a stone on your weapon will increase the damage reduction portion of Blessed Hammer. Mastery also gives you attack power, so that's absolutely brilliant. First Avenger again for additional 2 enemies being hit by your Avengers Shield. The third row is again up to you what you want to play with. Blinding Light is really good to get extra interrupts. Unfortunately, this does not count towards the poisons. I tested it out and it doesn't work, but it's good nonetheless. Fist of Justice, Holy Power spending, just gives you more stuns, and then of course Repentance to just CC a mob off to the side if you do not wish to interact with it at that moment in time. Unbreakable Spirit, again, you'll always run this, just incredibly strong, reducing 3 abilities by 30% cooldown, being your Bubble, Divine Shield, right, Ardent Defender, and your Lay on Hands. Divine Purpose, again, free holy power that will proc, which you can use to either heal or a extra Shield of the Righteous, either or. Going down into the 45 row, Consecrated Ground is absolutely phenomenal. Increases the radius of your consecration by 15% and reduces the movement speed of your allies by 50%, of your enemies by 50%, sorry. And then, of course, Final Stand, just absolutely strong. It actually allows you to push Bubble, or Divine Shield, sorry, Grammar Police, during a dungeon, and you won't drop any aggro, right? Moving on to your legendaries. When it comes to playing with Night Fae, notable one is Seasons of Plenty. So this inevitably makes your blessings 100% stronger for 10 seconds. So your blessings last for 30 seconds. For the first 10 seconds, it will be normal. Then after the first 10 seconds, the next 10 seconds. So from 11 to 20, essentially, right? That middle 10 seconds, it will be 100% stronger. And then the back end, it will go back to normal. Really strong legendary. Just further amping your blessings by 100% for the 10 seconds in the middle. I'd say craft this on your legs. It will give you the maximum amount of stats possible. If you care about the raid pieces, then by all means you can craft it on your feet. And then the other one I would also say is Holy Avengers Engrave Sigil. Absolutely phenomenal. It has a chance, your Avengers Shield has a 35% chance to reset itself, right? So meaning you'll have more Avengers Shield, along with, of course, Grand Crusader, which you get from using Blessed Hammer. But apart from that, it also just synergizes nicely with the poisons. You reset it, you can interrupt more often, more poisons on targets, a bit more damage. So between those two, by all means, try it out. If you don't have any of these legendaries and you're still rocking Bulwark of Righteous Fury, by all means, it's still a great legendary, especially paired up with First Avenger, getting that extra 150% damage after throwing out your Avenger Shield. By all means, they all can work. But yeah, guys, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, by all means, hit the subscribe button. I will be coming out with a Necrolord protection video, and then, of course, my thoughts on the Kyrian protection paladin. Yeah, hope you guys liked it. Have a good one. Peace.